crowd assembled this morning with ESGR volunteers and representatives from National Information Solutions Cooperative. So I just want to kick this morning up by welcoming everyone to what for us is really a very, very special day in the world of ESGR. And I don't believe in what we're going to do today. We've actually got 2 awards that we're going to be presenting to your organization. Thanks to the efforts of Haley, because our awards are really primarily service member driven. We as ESGR can't really make these up on our own. That's not what we're all about. And I'll get into that a little bit later, but really we're about celebrating an organization today that really demonstrates outstanding support of its military employees. So let me put a little more context into this today. And before I do that, I wanted to note some introductions today, just to familiarize yourself and why some of the folks are on today. And I probably won't get to everybody today, but you know, from ESGR, everybody's standpoint, but from ESGR, we have Jeanette Fetch. Jeanette is our professional located at Frame Barracks in Bismarck, and a retired Army National Guard member of many, many years. And we're very fortunate to have Jeanette on our staff. So she is my one paid staff member for ESGR in the state of North Dakota. And we work her hard, but we couldn't do our mission without her. I've got Arlen Frederick and Rob Keller on this morning. And Arlen and Rob are both retired National Guard members from North Dakota, longtime serving National Guard members. They are the co-chairs of the Bismarck-Mandan ESGR region. And they've recently stepped up to co-lead our region in the Bismarck-Mandan area and just doing outstanding work already. Arlen also doubles as an ombudsman for the state of North Dakota. And Rob is also my public affairs director for the state of North Dakota. So bringing a lot of experience to the leadership team in Bismarck-Mandan. And of course, I have Dave Johnston. Dave is located in Fargo. He is our state vice chair. So he's my second in command and helps me out immensely in everything we do. He also leads the Fargo region efforts for ESGR. So a busy guy amongst his other volunteer things that he does. Then I see we have Paul Bonicelli out in Dickinson, longtime volunteer. And let's see, am I forgetting anybody else that I don't have on Zoom here? But anyway, I did want to point out too, we have some special guests from the National Guard, especially the Air Wing today. We have Colonel Anderson on. Darren, great to have you on today and appreciate you taking the time, along with Jeremiah Colbert. Jeremiah works in the public affairs area. And of course, we have Dave Lipp, also with the Air National Guard on board today. So apologize if I missed any. And Patrick, I didn't want to forget you. I know you work with Haley, and but thanks for joining. It's great to meet you this morning. And of course, our guests today from National Information Solutions Cooperative. So I may refer to that as NISC a couple times. If I say it enough times, I'll probably mess it up. It's a big, long name, but I know there's a proud heritage that goes with the organization. But again, want to put a little context as to why we're here today and how this all really came about. Let me start with my plug for ESGR, or the Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve, first of all. It's my 2-minute infomercial, just so you know, and you're probably already aware of it. My apologies to all my volunteers that hear me say this time and time again when we do awards, but I think it's a great story, and take just a couple minutes to talk about why we exist, why we're here, and why it's a big darn deal. So ESGR was established way back in 1972 by the Department of Defense. So this organization has been around for 48 years. And I'm looking forward to our 50-year anniversary. It'll be towards the end of my final 3-year term with ESGR, but I'm hoping my staff will let me hang around, Lord willing, the next 3 years, and we'll be around for our 50th birthday. But we're unique in the fact that every one of us, with the exception of Jeanette, who the DOD does put a lot of importance on, is the only paid staff member for our state. The rest of ESGR, we are all volunteers. And we come from various backgrounds, many of us with military backgrounds. I, in particular, do not have a military background, but a large majority of our volunteer base do have military backgrounds, primarily with the National Guard and reserves. So back in 1972, the Department of Defense recognized something, that the Guard and Reserve forces are going to make up a bigger and bigger part of carrying out our national defense. And they were pretty visionary back in that time, because as we know right now, 50% of what happens and the support, and when our country needs to go support freedom throughout the world or fight the battles that our leaders decide where they need to go, 50% of that force comes from the National Guard and Reserves. And all of us have seen, especially since the War on Terror began, 9/11 and everything in between, all the state missions, our National Guard is in huge demand by our country and our state. And the Department of Defense recognized that that's not easy for employers. And so that's why they established the employer support of the Guard and Reserve. And really what our whole goal is to create a culture where all American employers value and support their military employees. And we do that in 3 different ways. We do that through education, through a free mediation service, and what we spend the bulk of our time doing, and the reason we're here today, is having a lot of fun providing awards to employers for outstanding support. And so that's really our purpose and our mission. And, I think about that word culture a lot, because that's right in the definition of what ESGR is all about, creating that culture in which all American employers support and value the service of their military employees. And I was at a function before I had retired from my real world of banking for 40 years at the end of the year, but a couple of years ago, I was at an event in Fargo, and being a leader of a bank, or a retired leader of a bank, retired regional president, culture was always a very important thing to me. And but I heard a definition of culture. It's not my definition, so I can't take credit for it. I wish I could remember the gentleman who I heard this from, but anyway, it stuck with me, and I've always carried it with me, and I think it pertains to what we're talking about today. But I've heard the word culture defined in many ways. I'm sure all of you have in leadership roles, but this one stuck with me. Culture is that invisible hand that leads and guides us. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but you can feel it, and you can feel it in your heart. But the other thing that I've learned about culture is although we maybe can't physically see it or touch it, but that invisible hand works in us, and you get to see the tangible results of that culture. And I always thought that was a neat definition, one that's kind of stuck in my head now for a few years. And when I look at the nomination today, and I look at, in doing review of the website for National Information Solutions Cooperative, I see that culture is a really big deal, and instilling that culture. And I see some heads nodding, so I'm getting some agreement on this. That's one great thing about Zoom. I can tell if anybody's falling asleep on me here or not. But anyway, you guys are really creating a culture that is really awesome in support of your military employee, Haley Larson. And so what I wanted to do now is kind of go into the award ceremony. So Jeanette's going to put up some information how we got really from point A to point B, so to speak, here today. And so you'll see a slide up on the screen. And let's go to the next one, Jeanette. We're doing Above and Beyond and a Pro Patria Award today. So the Above and Beyond Award, well, first of all, Haley had also submitted some time ago a Patriot Award for Cindy Levi. And Cindy, congratulations on that award. I know that's maybe been some time ago. You probably had that award, but Haley felt strongly enough about the support that you had provided her that she did the write-up, went out to the ESGR website, and took the time to present this to her supervisor and write up this award for Cindy. So congratulations, Cindy, on this award. And then that Haley, she's pretty ambitious. I'm assuming she's probably the same way at work. But you know, we take these nominations and we look at them, and then we look at other criteria. But what Haley did, even beyond the Patriot Award nomination, is that she submitted a Freedom Award nomination last year. So our fiscal 2020 year. We're already into our fiscal 21 year, but in our last fiscal 2020 year. But Haley submitted a Freedom Award nomination. And this just isn't even for her direct supervisors. This speaks to the company, the organization that she works for. And I've told, I warned Haley ahead of time that I might embarrass her a little bit. But I just wanted to read a couple of excerpts from this Freedom Award nomination and how we got there. Few comments from her. After enlisting into the military, my employer ensured my position would be available after training. They supported this decision and made the transition smooth. In addition, they provided differential pay, knowing my wages may be less than I would have been making had I still been full-time at NISC. They helped buffer any financial burden. My employer was incredibly supportive of my return back after military leave. In addition, they share a PowerPoint to all office locations to honor all veterans on Veterans Day. My employer went above and beyond to support my military goals. And that's a key word, above and beyond, is what we do. You can see the Above and Beyond Award, the next one that's on the screen there. But they went above and beyond to support my military goals. My team and supervisors wrote me letters while I was away, and even my CEO sent me a note congratulating me on the accomplishment. As I was gone during holidays, my employer sent me care baskets and made sure that they knew I was supported from home. That's just awesome. And when not only when fellow members, fellow workers send notes and keep in touch and send care baskets, but even when you get a note from the CEO of the organization and the leadership of that organization, that really speaks to the care, the passion, and the culture that is obvious within your organization. Another thing they did is that my supervisor was in communication with my father to ensure they were doing what they needed, that he was okay during her training and her deployment. And to sum it all up, you know, I wanted to just the final paragraph as part of the Freedom Award nomination. Haley states, I think my employer is deserving of this award because my team went above and beyond while I was away. As mentioned previously, they had sent me care packages in the mail of comfort food and things to remind me of home while in training. They sent me many letters. My team picked up a lot of extra work while I was gone and did it without any complaints. The overwhelming support makes me feel missed and included in their business community. My employer did not need to be that supportive of my decision to enlist, but after a one-on-one conversation with their supervisor, she said that I needed to follow my sense of duty and ensured it would not harm my progress at the company prior to leaving. They even threw a going away party and a coming home party when she returned. And so, Haley, thank you so much for that nomination, for writing those remarks. I know that they come from the heart, and I can just see why you would want to go to work for a company like NISC and what they do in support of your work in the military. So with that, let's, I'm going to get to some comments or ask for maybe some comments here in a little bit, but let's get on with the award presentation, Jeanette, if that's okay. While I'm on a roll and while I'm talking, because once I'm going to be quiet here after a little bit, but can we put, let's see, you got the above and beyond now. Let's go to the Pro Patria. There we go. So just so everyone recognizes that even though Haley had submitted NISC for a Freedom Award nomination, you were competing against over 2,300 other companies and organizations throughout the United States last year. Unfortunately, we didn't get you to the top 15, and we need to continue to work on that. And through Arlen and Rob's work with Haley and with your leadership team, we think that National Information Solutions Cooperative can someday be a Freedom Award winner. And that Freedom Award is the highest Department of Defense honor that goes to 15 companies each year for their outstanding support. So you got some pretty stiff competition out there to take over 2,000 nominations each year that come in to ESGR, get processed by us, and then get made, funneled up and whittled down to the final 15. But it's an avenue worth pursuing. So what we can do, though, on our state level is award the highest award that we as a state ESGR committee can give out, and that is our Pro Patria Award. And we do this very rarely, maybe once a year. It's actually been 2 years since we've done this award. But again, in recognition of the outstanding support that you provide to your service member employees, and to Haley in particular, I want to congratulate Dan and your team for just outstanding leadership and support. So with this, I believe you've got the award in your office. I don't know if we have a way, Jeanette, if they have it with them today, but if there's a way, if somebody in the office has it, could maybe show it. And if not, it's there on the PowerPoint. But we hope you display all your awards, and especially Above and Beyond and the Pro Patria Award in a very visible location at your company so your fellow employees can see it. I hope you're able to make a big darn deal of it and get the word out on your social media platforms. We plan to do the same thing on our end to support you and let the world know and the state of North Dakota know how supportive you are of your service members. So with that, Haley, I'm going to put you on the spot, and I'm just going to ask a few remarks from you, and then I'm going to ask Dan for a little follow-up, and any of your other fellow employees that are part of the Zoom meeting today. So Haley, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, so I think, with this award, I think I should mention also that it kind of goes both ways. I think my leadership team in the Guard also allows me to recognize the work that NISC has done with me as well, just to get me to the point where I am. And it's just kind of that cooperative culture between the two organizations, between our military and also our employers in this nation, that really, it's really important to me that we just keep continuing that type of culture collectively as well. And it really starts with direct leadership. And that's why I'm really proud of the Patriot Award as well, with Cindy, is because, this is something I already had a full-time job. I didn't know that this was something I was ready to pursue, and just having a conversation with her and just having that support and knowing that we're such a lifelong learning organization, that this is really just encapsulates that. And just to say that even outside of our organization, we want you to grow and prosper and do things that are really important to you and what you feel that you need to pursue. So, direct leadership makes a big difference. And then collectively, our organization, I think they do go above and beyond, and even they find opportunities with policies, our military policies that we have. We found some area of improvement even in the last year, and they went and improved it without me having to hold the torch to do that as well. And I think that says a lot about my employer when they are going to, really advocate for me and our military members, and do it without having me to be the one to initiate that. So thank you very much.
Haley, those are just awesome remarks, and really appreciate it. And thank you for your efforts in nominating your employer. Dan, if I could turn it over to you as the CEO and the leader of NISC for a few remarks, would appreciate your thoughts.
Sure. First, thank you so much for this award. I mean, this is so meaningful to our organization. We've had over the years a number of our employees in the National Guard at various locations. We have about 6 locations. Our biggest ones are in Mandan in Lake St. Louis, and we've had a number of employees that we are more than happy to support in this effort. So we really thank you for it. You talked a little bit about culture, and culture is about the #1 thing for NISC, about how you do business, how you treat your employees, how you're part of your community. Those all matter a lot, and of course then the rest of the business stuff kind of falls out of that, and it kind of seems to take care of itself if you do the right thing there. And so a lot of us have grown up in this organization, and we're just so proud of that. We're proud of Cindy and her team, and of course Haley, we're proud of you too, and thank you for your service. She's a great employee. I tell you that Cindy and her team did not do this without some pain. This was pain when you lose for a period of time an employee like Haley, who's very talented, energetic, and Cindy makes it happen. She figures out a way to do it, and not we're here to serve our customers and our members too. We're a cooperative, and that keeps going too. So again, thank you so much. We're really proud of this, and if our offices were open, we would have this displayed somewhere. So I am in our office in St. Louis, but our offices in St. Louis are closed, as well as Mandan, and hopefully like the rest of all of us sometime in 21 we can do it, and we'll make sure it's displayed prominently in our offices, and we thank you so much again for that.
Oh, you're very welcome, Dan. And just great remarks. I really appreciate that. And as one that as I'm sure all of you, we sit in on way too many Zoom or Microsoft Team meetings, maybe nowadays, but we're also thankful for the technology that allows us to do that. And I look forward to the day. Nothing would make any of us as volunteers happier than to come out for a visit wherever you have that award displayed. If it's displayed out in your Mandan office someday, when we're all able to do that, you're on my to-do list. It may be a little further out there, a few more months, but we'll get there, and we look forward to doing that. And,
yeah, we would love to have you visit, and that would be great. We can bring our other employees around and show them what this is all about. That'd be great.
You bet. We'd be glad to do that. Cindy, I'm gonna put you on the spot too, I guess, a little bit. But Cindy, got that Patriot Award from Haley. But your thoughts on what this means to you?
That's just awesome. Thank you, Haley, for nominating me first off. I'm just so honored to receive this recognition. And I didn't get it way back when. Haley, I think, had it, but I didn't even find out about it till just a couple weeks ago. I think COVID kind of hit right when she got it, so I haven't actually seen the award yet, but I'm excited to receive it. And I'm so proud to work for a company like NISC that allows its employees the flexibility in their work schedules to do something like this, and to also have extended leaves of absences to pursue service to their country, because it's just the right thing to do, right? For an employer to allow their employees to pursue other avenues of success. And I also know it's been a goal of Haley's for a long time to serve with the Guard, and I just couldn't be more proud of her accomplishments. So thank you, Haley.
Awesome remarks, Cindy. And see, one more leader, you may have others on there, but on my screen anyway, I may be a little more limited. But Brittany, did you have any remarks you want to You don't have to.
I am not a leader. I'm just representing our HR department, and I kind of worked with Haley on this, and then Jeanette on getting this set up. And I did speak with Arlen, and he dropped off the awards in our Mandan office, so they are sitting waiting for when we return, and they'll go in our display case in our main building. So. All
right, good deal. Let's see, Jeanette. I see. Well, I'm gonna ask Colonel Anderson. I see Colonel Darren Anderson, the commander of the 119th Wing in Fargo, the Happy Hooligans, if Colonel Anderson would care to make any remarks.
Well, just a couple things. First of all, Haley, thanks for doing this. You didn't have to, but it's very much appreciated, and someday we'll sit and visit, because I want to hear more about your thinking about this and what motivated you to do it. So a lot of the messaging that I've heard today we're talking about how an employer supports a military member in the Guard and Reserve. And that's a huge part of this. And it's something that I hold very near and dear. But I also have an opinion that's a much bigger picture idea. And feel free to share this with anybody. So here's my opinion. All of us that join the military are part of national security. And when you join the National Guard, it's not only national security, but it's protecting your state and it's protecting your community. And our employers, believe it or not, are part of national security because of the support you give our military members. So I'm asking you to take thinking to a higher level. The United States is the greatest country on earth because of who we are as a whole. And employers are a huge part of that. So that's my message to you. So when you're showing off your award, when your offices open up again, feel free to share that thought with the rest of your employees that you are part of protecting this nation, your state, and your community. So that's all I have, Dalton. And thanks again for doing this, Haley, and congratulations to NISC.
Darren, I can't think of any more appropriate remarks, and coming from the leader and the wing commander of the 119th, that's very meaningful. And yes, we're all in this fight to protect our freedoms, the companies, ESGR, our National Guard and Reserve friends. Yeah, I think Rob, I'll probably mess this up. Rob Keller, I know, is on, and but he always talks about that three-legged stool, and obviously you've got the service member, you've got the family, you've got the employer. All those make up that component of that three-legged stool, and that service member can't be successful without all those components all working together. So your remarks are spot on. Rob, I hope I got that right. I know we actually have a three-legged stool, or two of them, that we display when we're able to display and go out and do events in public, and we'll get there again someday. Hopefully, maybe when you're showing us your Pro Patria, we'll bring that three-legged stool with us and you can take a peek at that. So hopefully we've got one in the office there, Jeanette, that we can pick up and take over when we do that. Jeanette, I didn't know, and I can't tell on my screen, but did General Huber or General Dorman, were they able to join today? Okay. And Patrick, I'm going to call on you just maybe for some other remarks, because I know you work directly with Haley, but Patrick, I'll give you some time here to talk about your thoughts on all this.
Thank you, Dalton. I don't know if I can follow up Colonel Anderson real well, but I can add on a personal note, not only is Haley an outstanding employee and a member to supervise at the 177th, but I myself spent 17 years as a traditional weekend guardsman or Air Force Reserve member. And I know from personal experience that we cannot operate at the level that we do without the support that employers such as yourself provide to your employees and the national security apparatus of the country and the state. We simply cannot do it without you. And I truly and humbly appreciate that. And with your help, you should also know that because of employers such as you, we field the most educated, experienced, diverse crowd on the planet as far as I'm concerned in terms of a military force. I appreciate Haley's efforts at the 177th, and I appreciate your support to her. And just thank you for this, and the award is well deserved. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Really appreciate that. Well said. I want to turn it over to my two leaders in our Bismarck-Mandan region. And I'm going to turn it over to Arlen Frederick first. Arlen, I know, has been working with your company and in communication, helping coordinate all this and massaging some of the Freedom Award applications. So Arlen, I'm going to turn it to you, and then I'm going to turn it over to Rob, because Rob Keller, your fellow co-chair, is joining us from Louisville, Kentucky today, where he's doing grandparent duty and was had time to join us today. So Arlen, I'll turn it over to you first for a few remarks, and then we'll follow up with Rob.
Okay, thanks, Dalton. I appreciate NISC. I'm kind of a directly, indirectly, I get a lot of benefits from NISC. I live in the big city of Mandan, so I see them all the time and see what they do in the community. And I'd like to just echo that the culture is the big thing. NISC provides a culture that allows our service members to grow. And over the years, I've come to appreciate that more and more because like I said, I see more and more stuff from NISC with the community and the Guard members. And I would also like the leadership at NISC to make sure that the employees that support Haley are recognized also, because without her peers chipping in, it's tough for a member to do it. And sometimes they get a little conscientious about leaving work and stuff like that. And if your fellow workers make it easier for you to do that, it makes your service a lot easier. Thank you. That's all I've got.
Thank you, Arlen. Well said. Rob?
Everyone, thanks for coming on board here and listening on the Zoom message here. I know a lot of us have Zoom fatigue, and I'm a crisis communication trainer and for the state of North Dakota, and do a lot of crisis communication training. And I think I'll probably do a class on Zoom fatigue. But this has not been fatiguing at all, because this is always we really love doing. And as you can see by the diversity of the crowd that's looking right now, it's you know, you can belong to something or join something, but when you choose to belong to it is when all the benefits really come out. And as a retired Army Public Information Officer, I just want to say thank you. What we're going to do now is tell your story as well. And I just sent an email to Jeanette and Delton, but we just opened up our North Dakota ESGR LinkedIn page. So we're going to get that on there as probably one of the very first annotations that we post on there as well too. So we want to get your email address, or excuse me, your Facebook addresses, and share that, because exponentially when we share the great news of this, it goes far beyond the borders of this, of your country, of your company, but literally around the world, people are following what's happening in North Dakota, down in St. Louis as well, and all over. But thanks again. You guys are doing an awesome job, and we just really appreciate all that you do at NISC. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Rob, so much for your remarks as well. I would be remiss if I didn't let my illustrious Vice Chair, Dave Johnston, add any remarks that he might have before we close it out. But Dave, you're on mute, Dave, yet. So.
Hear me.
Oh, there.
Okay. Yeah, it's just great to see so many people on here, and the award, and really it's probably the first time I've been part of the Patria award presentation, and well done, Delton, and NISC. We get some great employers out there and employees. So, and the Guard, whether it's National Guard, Air Guard, and the Reserve, retired Navy guy here, but when they get called up, they leave, and they can't just leave without the support of the employer. So thank you to all of you.
Well put, Dave. Let's see, anyone else for the good of the order? Jeanette, I'm overlooking anybody? All right. Well, again, I want to thank you, Haley, for really an outstanding nomination. I know it takes time away from everything else that you have going on, but really appreciate that you took the time and the effort to recognize your supervisor, your company, and for your Freedom Award nomination as well. And Dan and your team, thanks for what you're doing. You are part of the fight, as Colonel Anderson said. You're part of national defense, and we maybe don't always think of it in those terms, but companies that provide that support really are a part of it and play such an important role in what we do to support our men and women who defend our country and our freedom. So with that, again, yeah, we'll try to get some social media work done so we can get you some PR out there, Dan and team, and look for those. And if Jeanette or Arlen or Rob reach out to you in any direction there, we want to make sure we do celebrate this today. It's been a great morning to be able to do this, to give out our highest state award to a company that really exhibits a great culture and support of their service member employees. So thank you all for joining today. I think with that, gosh, I guess we're only a little over half an hour. I'll let you get back to taking care of customers and our National Guard friends for their important work that they're doing. Dave and Jeremiah, thanks to our PR guys for being a part of this today as well with our National Guard team. So with that, everyone have a great rest of your day. Get out and enjoy some of the sunshine. It's sunny here where I'm at today, even though I'm North Dakota State Chair. I retired. I now live in Otter Tail, Minnesota, but my heart is in North Dakota, believe me. That's where I spent my entire professional career. But anyway, it's a great day here, and I can't think of a better way to spend it than by having giving out our highest state award. So have a great day, everyone. Great to see you all. Look forward to meeting you in person sometime soon.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.